Just heard what Raymond wanted for his birthday from us, from the five of us, like coming face to face with his true face, his true nature, this divine. And Goalie, she's gonna be in the flow. For her, her gift is the flow of this with us. And for Jack, what he's wanting for his birthday from us is better ways to help people. It's just the loveliness of that. And Haneen, what can we give you for your birthday today?
My birthday? Um, Celebrating all parts. I feel like just fully embodying and like loving the embodiment and the seeing the seeing all of it in it. This is just something I've been playing with so much, and I love coming here and celebrating all of the parts, no matter what's arising here with everyone and everything.
Mm. How are we with that gift? Is that an ascertainable gift for the five of us to to celebrate really all of Hanine's parts, where her parts can feel safe and welcomed and enjoyed here by the five of us as we enjoy all of her, to support her in enjoying and celebrating and what was it, loving embodiment of seeing it all of her parts. It's a big invitation for the five of us. And my guess is we almost can't even help but give her that gift. Mm, awesome. Guess there's one of us. Jenny, what do you want for your birthday today from the five of us?
I think it really dovetails with what Haneen said, but surrender and acceptance, surrender and full acceptance of parts of whatever arises.
Mm, how do we support Jenny in that? Really, how do we support Jenny in for her birthday? This the surrender and acceptance of her parts. How do we support her in the way we're being, in what we're being here? Mm. And then just to tie that in with Jack's, which is kind of more, has a different specificity to it, to understand better ways to help people. Perhaps that's what we're doing today and giving each other these gifts of of supporting Raymond and seeing the face of the divine, seeing his true face, being met by it, and being met by it, meeting him, helping celebrate, see that. And goalies celebrating her flow. Like, but really, can we see that? Can you enjoy the flow of goalie, this openness, the way it just flows with life? Are you able to enjoy that when we think of how to support people, like perhaps just in each of our beings, what we're healing is a way of support, is an invitation. And Raymond is, what was the word? It's like always hungry for this, always hungry to meet this. If we're seeing that in each other, this hunger, like, can we relate to that? This hunger for this. Is that is that what Jenny's also pointing to in a way when she says this surrender and this acceptance of the parts? Like, what happens when all of our parts are accepted? What opens? I'd like to, and I want to tie it in because I had but my theme today was, have you been blissed? Have you been blissed? Just where do you go with that? Oh, he's just trying to be clever. Have you been blessed? Have you been blissed? But it's like, but what is that blissed? What's that? How does that translate really into our systems? Blissed. And then where do you find it? Like goalie, that might just be the silliest question. Find it. It's just, how can you go anywhere to find it? Here it is. Here I am. I am this blissed. But like, where do you find it? When are you blissed? When are you blissed? And so let's take a little dive into this, into three ways of bliss that I've been playing with. Let's take a little dive. Let's take a dive into finding the bliss through going back, find being blissed from going in, back in and out, back in and out. So here we go. Calling back. It's a sense of stepping back into the background, into the silence, into the spacious awareness. So in a lot of the traditions, it's the who am I, or the discernment between content and context, or weather and sky. We're just going to step back to self, to the sky, into the silence. Can you find enjoyment of the sky, of the silence, of this beingness? How do you know it? Is it silence? Is it spaciousness? Is it equanimity, openness? Whatever your word is for this that you find in the back. Can you find enjoyment? Perhaps not as a me enjoying it, where there's just enjoying of it itself. But perhaps the silence, the beingness is enjoyment. What's it like in this intimacy beyond intimacy with self, with beingness, with silence? In my system, it's silence right now. It's just sinking in to the silence. And just from here, because this is one of the kind of the big questions or edges in, let's say, Advaita Vedanta, as we find this who am I, and we separate from content and we go back into this beingness. If we rest there, where Rupert Spira will just say, rest, abide there, have a loving indifference to content. Kin this back.
My text. A Zoom from 10 to 11.
Kin this back. The silence, does it pervade it all? Does it, as Rupert might suggest, that eventually all the content is pervaded by it? If we just have our attention, if we just rest as this back, as this beingness. And then lastly, what is the experience of this? Can you find in the silence, the stillness, this emptiness, glimpses of bliss, even here or here? Let's go to the second. Let's go to in. to form, it's for some of it, it just might be somatic experiencing, or for others of us, it's form, the body, my body. So let's be here. Let's feel the somatic experiencing. Let's feel the form, maybe the weight touching the seat, the density, a sense of the density in the arms. Let's see, how much can we be this me as form? Let's just leave the spiritual for a moment and come back to me. Here I am, Sid in time on this chair. There's Jenny, there's Raymond, the weight of it, the density, this 200 pounds of Sid right here, this form in space and in time. And so we're going to go, for some people, I call this like the direct path, but going in. We often think of the direct path as the back that we just did. We're going to do the inverse here. We're going to go in. We're going to go into this form, even identity. It may even be identity. Oh, it's Sid. Well, no, this is how we suffer, but identify as this body. Before you did any of your spiritual work, here I am as this form. Then what happens if we allow ourselves to sink in to this form? And for some, it might be easier, just if it's easier to look at your hand, notice this hand and look into, just like to sink into this hand. For some of us, it's just this whole body we're sinking into, or it's the toes, the feet. Do you find a tingling here? Is there an aliveness? As you sink into the body, what's the first thing you find? Is it an aliveness? Is it a vibration, a frequency, a tingling? Can you find a tingling in your fingers? And then what happens if we continue to sink in here? Or to use Jenny's word, surrender. What happens if we surrender more into the form? Or if that's not working, just to notice or look at the hand. What happens if we go deeper than the tingling? Where's the tingling coming from? Where's the tingling emanating from? What do you find? Is there space here in this body? Does it reveal or open into space? Does it open into a more subtle aliveness? Is there like a feminine flow, like this watery beingness here? What do you find as you sink into you, this form, into Ginny, Jack, Golly, Raymond, Anine, and Sid? We go beneath the tingling, beneath the vibration. What do we find that it's made of? What do you find? And for some of us, we might have even gone a little too far. We might have gone beneath the bliss. We might have gone to this place of just something that where there's no experiencing connected with it. And then from here, let's see. For some, it's going deeper, and for some, it's coming back up. See if we can find the bliss, this experience of the body, this form as awareness, experienced as bliss. I, Jack, this body, this form, as I feel my fingers, my neck, my belly. Can we feel the bliss of being here? That my neck, my ears are bliss themselves as form. Emptiness is form, form is emptiness, form is bliss, bliss is form. See if we can know this. Can we allow it to pervade fully? Kind of like Neo in the Matrix, where he takes the pill and the bliss just pervades, it fills him all. And maybe there's a little fear, but just notice the yumminess of the bliss. What's it like to be this bliss? What's it like to be this bliss? And then lastly, with this in direction, do you have to do anything for the bliss to be here? Do you have to do anything? Or is it just what it is, what this form is? What you are walking bliss, alive bliss. This tissue, the substance is bliss. And if you're having difficulties with finding the depths of bliss, just tune into us. Let yourself open to the five of us. You can feel us. You can let your body, like a tuning fork, find it through us. And lastly, if there are any parts that are saying, I'm not doing this well enough, it should be different, those are just parts. And then here you are. Here we are. And we're going to do the last one, the third, which is out. And for out, those are the others, and that's the world. In our mind, as we look out at the world, as we look out at others, at form outside of us, what are we seeing really? As you see others and you sense the vibration that's there, just like we felt in our own body, in our own hands, that tingling, can you see the vibration? Can you feel the vibration in the others? Can you see the fire, the aliveness? Just notice what works for your system. Do you notice a radiance? Is there a radiance? For me, sometimes it's like the movie Pleasantville, where everything goes from black and white to colorized. You just start to see the color, the radiance. And then for others, it's seeing the innocence, especially with humans and animals. You start to see the innocence that's kind of underlying it all. And when we see the innocence, they start to light up, they start to radiate. Something changes. For others, it's beauty, like we see in a sunset. We start to see that as the world, as others. Just notice what your window is in looking at the world and others to see this nature that Raymond was pointing to, this, this, this beingness, this true face. How do you find that in others as you look around, as you see the tree outside your house, the grass, the sky, the house itself? What's it made of? Your neighbors, what are they made of? And if this one is, you're having some difficulty in this one, sometimes it's helpful to give yourself some more space, like to zoom out, like to Google Earth, zoom out a little bit, and then look. Does that make it easier to see the beauty, whatever your word is, the radiance, and just bringing it back to bliss as you notice that, and you find that others are made of the same bliss that you found inside? Or perhaps this is just another way of knowing it for yourself. Just like we often play with inside out, that what we find inside is what's reflected outside for us. Some people find their way home to bliss by outside in. If you can see it out there, if you can see it if you can see it in Goli, if you can see it in Goli, if you can see it in Haneen, if you can see it in your dog, that radiance, that bliss of being, notice how it's contagious to you. If you can see it out there, this is the out. So then as we As we just relax here now, and just notice, how do they all play together in your system? This out that we're doing and seeing the world, seeing others, seeing their radiance. This in, sinking into form, even identity as me in time and space, sinking into that until it reveals itself. Or back, going back to this outside of form, the sky, this openness, this silence. How do the three of those, how does your system make sense of the three of those here now? Or does it kind of revert to one? And there's no right answer here as we play. Since we start to come back to kind of ordinary life, as we start coming back into time here, what does your system take from where we just went? What's the gift to you from what we just did? Almost like for those who do psychedelic journeys, it's not about the psychedelic journey itself. It's about what stays, what integrates, what seeing remains. What seeing, what clarity, what knowing do you take from where we just went? What was that like for you? How was it helpful? How was that helpful? How was that helpful? I'd love to go around in a moment, and just as always, you could pass, but or just whatever was alive for you and what we just did. What did you find? What was helpful? Or perhaps even what would you add to it? Or how would it be different for you? This is just one map. This out, in, and out. This, sorry, back, in, and out. Is your map different? How did that play for you? And as we come back together, let me just ask you, how are you? Just to notice what's here. What are the parts? What are the voices? What are the thoughts? Like, oh, I love that. Oh, that was silly. Or bliss, blah. It's like just to notice the thoughts that are here. And then what are they arising in? What's the background? What's the beingness? And as you notice what's here for you now, as we kind of come back into time and space together, and then I'll just do quickly my housekeeping, friends and colleagues together. If everybody's good being responsible for their journeys, if I can get a thumbs up. And then as always, have the recording on, never your image, just mine, but your voice could be included. You always click pause, let me know, you click pause or delete at the end. If everybody's good that it's being recorded, if I could get a thumbs up. Wow. So what was that? What was that? What was helpful? What was helpful for you? How was that? Who wants to go first?
I'll jump in, Sid. I got loads out of that, Sid, like loads. So when we go into a space like that, something in me just touches that creative space, and just thousands of things pop up all just, and it's not like sentences. That's why it's so for me, revelation, like the whole thing comes at once, like a vision rather than a single sentence. But particularly when you use the Google map analogy, right? My attention is the little yellow guy that you drop into the location. So that's what happens to me. So wherever I want to pay attention to in the world, so I'll drop my attention into Thailand or Vietnam, or I'll drop my attention into there. And that's what it's like for me experientially, getting into thinking. I need to literally go, and I see it moving now, because when I'm not fixed in my mind, I'm out of time. So things are slower. Like I can literally see the next thought coming. There's that level of discerning distance. There's no distance, but it feels like distance. It's like there's just a wee bit more space between the seeing and the seen. And, you know, you said, and I'll finish this, there's loads here. I've got loads. I've got hours of stuff. I have. And I'm really pleased because I feel alive with that. And I've been quite emotional today and stuff. And that's not a bad thing, but it's a different vibe, isn't it? So when I've came here, I'm surprised. So something new has just happened here in this meeting. You could say it's my birthday. And I started to consider, when you said, who am I? In my little thought factory, or maybe in my insight wisdom factory, I don't know. I don't know what factory it was in, but something factored. And I thought, who am I? And I thought, okay, that's about identity. And then, you know, that classic thing we do in business, we say who, what, where, why, how, when, that type of requirements gathering. So I did that. I went just very quick. I'll just go very quickly. I went, who am I? Identity. Where am I? Location. What am I? Substance and essence. Why am I? Is the purpose. How am I? Is creation. And when am I? Now. Presence. So I'm just blown away by all the little analogies, because you can't describe the indescribable, but all of us know what it feels like. And like one last thing, when you were talking, and I've thought about my own birthday wish, which is about seeing my own face, and I literally felt like when my eyes were closed, like I was filling this face out, that this is a mask. This is a mask. I'm wearing a mask right now over my formless presence. This is a mask. So I felt my true face behind this mask. I could feel it. I could feel my seeing eyes pressing through this face. And I'll park it there because that's maybe quite a lot.
Yeah, oh my gosh. First, like, congratulations to the five of us for being the space that gave Raymond this birthday present, these birthday presents. And really, can you find that this space that we're sharing, the beingness, the space that we're holding, your gift. And so as each of us kind of facilitate each other with our sharings, what was that like for you as Raymond was facilitating us and sharing his seeing? When he spoke of, I'm not fixed in mind, I'm out of time. Not fixed in mind, I'm out of time. Can you join him in that kind of the freedom of that? Not limited to mind, outside of time. And then Raymond spoke of space when he got a little distance with the Google mapping, when he pulled back a little bit. And then there was a sense of almost being able to locate his attention or presence with the little yellow man. How do you track that in your system? The possibility of location. Am I limited to this location of where this body is? Or can it be wherever I place the little yellow man? Can I be joining Haneen in Vietnam in her home right now? Or Goli in California? And Raymond's like, yeah, exactly. Like, do you notice that? And then when Raymond spoke of seeing my true face, my own face behind the mask, what did that touch inside of you? And then when you notice the five of us that are with you, can you notice both the enjoyment of our masks and this that's beneath behind the mask? And lastly, where did Raymond go? I forget grammatically what you call those words, but when he took us through those 6 words, just for each of us right now, the who's here, the where am I? Maybe there's a simultaneity here. Like there's Sid located right here, but there's also this other where, the spaciousness that's not localized. He asks, what? What am I? What am I? Isn't that kind of fun? Where we can be both this, the density of this in time, and then what am I really? Both. When he asks, well, why? That's already like, how do you go why? But don't go up to the mind. Don't go to parts that try to answer that. What is it? What is if we really go to that why? Why am I? Without going to parts, what comes? Just 2 more that he said. How am I? See where that goes. And lastly, when am I? First, it sounds silly, but then when am I? And can you find the both? The when, oh, it's this time of day, it's this in, this is when I am. And also, when am I? Where it just, you can't find time. It's like the now that's both in time and not. Okay, before we open it, go back, continue, Raymond. Did I misinterpret anything, miss anything, kind of final thoughts with
No,
that?
no, that was beautiful. But actually, just as you're talking about this, right, a really powerful way that we all are aware of. So you can, is that netty netty? So I'm not this, I'm not that. And it's just, you just do a reduction thing and you remove everything. You become completely naked. But all that, who am I, where am I, what am I, right? See if you did this with that. If you went, who am I not? Where am I not? What am I not?
Lovely.
And actually, the answer to that is, who am I not? It's almost, and it's like koan, like, there's not an answer to it, but it destroys the thinking.
Yeah,
If you're saying, where
beautiful.
am I not?
Yes.
You could say, well, I'm not in Vietnam or I'm not in California. Really? Are you? Are you sure?
Thank you. Thank you, Raymond. And so with that, with Raymond, maybe you had a part, an understanding part as it was trying to, was following the koan and doing that, and we can enjoy that, right? Following this koan. And then on another level, you just find the pure delight in enjoying Raymond, like Raymond lit up. Like, were you able to enjoy that? And notice that there was maybe parts that were thinking about things, but just the pure delight of Raymond. What's it like to connect with that and find how it resonates inside? Well, before we go to who's next, anything bubbling and coming up with what Raymond said? Anything like, whoa, I have something to say? Anything here? Ooh, who wants to go next? Let's hear. What was that like for you? What's it been like for you so far? What was the gift in our little journey?
I can go. I think on this journey so far, I tend to dwell in each of those spaces for periods of time. And I don't think I've ever done a trip like that. One, then the next, and then the next. And it just brought everything together in such a beautiful way. Just the mystery just brought me to the mystery of it all. And um, just the connection and I don't know if I could put this to words, but it's the same thing. You go in and you connect with the whatever, the energy, whatever's beating this heart, whatever's breathing this, and go out. And that energy that's in everything. I have the sun beating on me right now. On a day when it's 15 degrees out here in New York. But I have this brilliant sun just shining right here. And just looking around at everything is filled with that same energy. And then it's just a mystery.
Can we pause for just a minute on that? Wait, let me just pause. Just invite everybody. It's just everything is filled with that same energy. It's like Jenny points to the sun, but everything when she looks out is filled with that same energy. Just as we follow Jenny as she facilitates us in this. Tell us more, Jenny.
Well, yeah, the Google Earth and it's just, you remember in our day to day, we just forget. We get so caught up in our human ways that you just forget that there's this giant universe there, out there. And what is beating this heart? What made this mask, as Raymond says, this earth suit? I don't really have a point, I don't think, but it's just a mystery, all of it, and amazing.
So as you feel into this mystery, this amazing, this experience of out and in, this that pervades it all, as you look and feel what's beating this heart, how does this support our birthday gift to Jenny of surrender and acceptance?
It seems to flow naturally from there. It becomes effortless.
And let me ask everyone that question, this birthday gift of Jenny's of surrender and acceptance. How does what you've experienced so far today in our little dive and what Raymond shared, how Raymond led us and how Jenny led us, how does that support surrender and acceptance in you? And then to include Raymond's birthday gift of seeing our true face. How does what we've done so far support that for you? Anything else, Jenny?
No, nothing else for now.
Thank you. And just as we all, like Sid, there's a little shaking, a little, but like, again, nothing, we're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. We're just playing together. The spiritual achiever that's like, whoa, I want to see it like Jenny just did it, like that sun that radiates through everything. Oh, there it is. It's just spiritual achiever. And we're just here, kind of. Maybe we're all visiting Goalie's guest bedroom. We're all like jumping on the bed in Goalie's guest bedroom, not going anywhere, just the enjoyment of we get to play together. It's like, hey, wow, we get to like Raymond's. I don't know if it's school time. Like he often steps away from work to do this. And it's like, it's just like we're just it's like here we are. Wow. So here we are. Who wants to go next? What was the gift? What was it like to have you been blissed? What's happening for you? How's this playing? Golly.
I can go next. Just before I start, I just wanted to tell you that I have to leave in 1 hour. So if someone was talking, I just leave quietly. I don't want to be rude.
So we have, just to notice, we only have 20 minutes left. to like enjoy goalie. So like, how much can we enjoy goalie in these 20 minutes we have left with goalie? What you got for us?
Okay, so when we started, we felt our body and we went in. I could see the movement of energy, and that itself was bliss. And then we went deeper. Then in the deepest we went, I touched that stillness, that silence, pure silence. And the fact that I was aware of everything, I felt that I was that stillness. And when we came back, that is what I brought with me. And with that, I really, truly felt that nothing matters. I mean, any part that arises, that is still in me, that's still in that stillness. That peace came back with me, that, or you can call it surrender. Whatever happens, doesn't matter. Within, I have that pure stillness that I can always go there. So nothing can touch that, you know. So with that, when I came back, I am in peace. I don't mind whatever happens. It's okay. I can always touch that stillness, which when I go there and I touch it, I melt in it. I am it. But when I come back, I have the memory of it. So yeah, that's.
Let me pause for a minute with that, because it's a whole lot. How for each of us, as Goli was describing, going into the body, going into form, feeling the energy, kind of the bliss of the energy, then continuing sinking down into form, into the somatic experience, and finding silence and pure stillness. And she found, I am the silence. I am the pure stillness. Okay. And then the sense of, she called it like coming out of this, coming back? But there's such a remembering, a knowing of this underlying stillness. The Goli describes, nothing can touch that. As the parts arise, there still is this peace, this stillness underneath it. I am in this peace. No matter what happens, like the sound, the feel, she didn't use those words, but what's it for you? How do you know the underlying peace, the stillness, the silence that's here as you're back in time, back in space, back in experience? How does that, what Goli shared, how does it translate to your system? What's your version of it? What do you remember? And then sometimes like, oh, but I don't remember. I forget. And can that be just part of it? Can that be enjoyed? Oh, I forgot. Like, what's that like? Back to you, Gully.
And then everything is joyful, whatever happens, because I am fully present in every cell of my body, the body actually, when I am interacting with the outer world, or even in thought, everything. I can feel everything truly, and I enjoy that feeling. I enjoy that whatever it is, that is bliss, that is pure bliss for me.
Question. Feeling everything through you, everything that arises in this presence. What about Raymond says, oh, golly, that's your guest bedroom? Look, the bed doesn't have a nice comforter on it. I don't know about the lighting. I don't know if I want to stay there. What about a sense of any sense of kind of it might touch a wrongness or a lack in your system? What's that like now?
Well, even that, I truly feel it. Like recently, I have so much pain on my joints, wrist and fingers, and they say severe arthritis, whatever. But I even feel that, truly, truly feel it. I mean, I am present in that pain. And then I don't call it bad. It's just what it is. Doesn't matter. I want to feel it. I want to be alive and feel everything that happens around me, to me, to this body, to this mind, even. I mean, when I catch myself thinking of something, I am there to catch I am alive there. I am seeing the thinking mind. So that is bliss.
Gosh. So what's our version of this as she describes that? I want to feel, I want to see and feel it all. I want to be here in it. Even the pain of the arthritis, our pain. I don't want to miss that. I'm not pushing it away. It's even better than pushing it away, even richer. Because why do we push it away? Because we want relief and we want to feel better, right? But can we follow Ngoli's system that even richer than pushing it away is actually to be in it, to be in the pain and to feel it, that there's something flips as far as experience. What else, Goli?
That's it. And thank you. It was such a beautiful journey. Really.
And then I guess two final questions. One is, what about the outside? What was it like going out for you? And lastly, how does this all tie in with flow? It's like I was just being like I really enjoy Goli's flow immensely, the way it flows. And how does that tie in? Yeah, those are my last two questions.
Well, with the flow, I am in your flow. I am in the I followed you with the journey. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I was in the flow, and I am in the flow with your questions. But the first questions was, how do I, when I come out? Again,
When you look out at the world and other people.
when I look out at the world, well, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like I am like the looking in the world. I am that looking. I'm aware of the world the same as I am aware of my own thought there is no difference between outer world and inner world. It is the whole thing. It's like when I look at my surrounding, it's like I am looking at my thought. There is no difference. I am that presence that allows everything happen, outer or inner. It doesn't matter.
What about the sameness? What about the way, oh, there's pain in my hand from the arthritis, and I am just so intimate as that in that pain? What about the outer, out there, as you see others, as you see the tree, as you see the squirrel? What, what's the version of that? What's that like, the intimacy with it?
For me, it's like they're happening in me. There, in that sense, there is no separation. I am not this body separate from that tree. I am that stillness, that this body happens in it and that tree happens in it and everything is happening in it. There is no separation. Everything is in me and I am. I don't know how to explain it in the word, in words. I don't know.
Let me just pause with that for a moment. Like, how do we make sense of where Goalie's pointing for us, where she's facilitating us? And do you find just like the possibility, the difference between pushing away the pain of arthritis in our hands to the sense of feeling the pain, that could be even better to feel the pain, to be fully, deeply in it? And like what Goalie's offering with the others, with the world, it's like with the possibility, like life could be, it could be even richer to have that kind of intimacy, that everything is kind of arising inseparably from me, that this human experience gets to include all of that, this love that I am gets to include all of that. Just not to, it's just it to me, it's such a beautiful invitation that she's giving and what she's sharing as her reality. Anything else, Goalie? And
Mm,
how'd that do with that, with the
yeah,
invitation?
Beautiful, beautiful. And I want to say something else, that the outer world that you said, when I'm totally present, that brings me back to what Jack said, that how I can help people is when I'm all present, I allow everything, everyone around me to see truly through them, to be present in every eye contact or every connection. So I know how to help at that moment. If help needs from this body, it happens by itself, when the presence is there.
Just to pause for a moment. What did you hear as she said that? She looks in their eyes and there's a knowing. I mean, there literally this I could just break into tears because I can feel the degree of love that's there and what Goldie's sharing in my system. It really touches me. Um, what do you hear in that, in the intimacy? Everything's kind of arising in me with the others. And as far as Jack's inquiry, how can that be more helpful, more supportive, more loving to others? How can that be more helpful? And we hear Goalies where in her intimacy, it just comes. It comes. There's a knowing. Anything else, Goalie?
Thank you.
Gosh. Okay, I'm going to just take a few deep breaths. That was, again, a lot. How was that for you? How are you right now? Just notice the parts that come up. How are you? We've been together for 50 minutes. It's a lot as we follow Goalie, Ginny, and Raymond and took that dive into the out, the back, out and in. How are you? Just what parts are here? What voices? Voices are here. And notice if the spiritual achiever goal, you kind of push the edge a lot in what she was sharing in their invitations. This is a spiritual achiever, like I should be able to do something different. I should do more like that. That would be better. That's just a part, just a part. And then here we are. Here we are, all in Goalie's guest bedroom, bouncing on the bed. Here we are. Okay, we have it. The good news is we've got like Jack and Haneen's experience to hear and how this is playing in them. Before we go there, anything bubbling that would like to be shared?
I just want to
let
let you. Oh,
Oh no,
sorry.
you go, Jenny.
Just need to let you know I need to get off at 11 also. But the one thing that was bubbling was that it's so beautiful what Goalie was just saying, and it's just even beyond surrender, welcoming everything equally.
How's that play since we're going to lose you in a few minutes, Jenny? Anything else with like what's that like? That beyond surrender, the welcoming everything equally.
I feel like my system is just seeing what's possible. Because I think there's still resistance here at times. So
And can we all find that there's still resistance here at times to what's possible? Still resistance here at times. And then is it a problem that they're resistances, that they're protector parts that come and like, oh, I don't know if we're really ready to come, like where Goalie was pointing. Protector parts, I sure got them. And is it a problem? This is kind of a big deal. Is there a problem when those protector parts come up? When it's not giving us full access? Or like, God, my hands hurt. I'm just like, give me the damn aspirin, or I just don't want to feel that right now. Is that a problem when we have that? Can that be welcome to the way life, the way our parts take care of us? Anything else, Jenny?
nothing else.
Oh, thank you.
Well said. Thank you.
Mm, lovely. Raymond, what's bubbling on your birthday?
Yeah, just a couple of wee things. One thing that Goalie was saying when she was expressing as best as one can what that experience of bliss is. And what you said that really prompted my thinking, insight, whatever was, and then I come back and I've got a memory of it, is what you said. Right. And immediately I thought, or yeah, I say that I thought, but it wasn't a thought, but I'll say it. I thought, um, what happens when I'm not looking at memory? What am I looking at when I'm not looking at thinking? Again, maybe another wee koan type thing there, Sid, but
Yeah.
because that does is it says, okay, it's just seeing. And again, last thing, and you introduced this, Sid, so this Google Earth thing and the little yellow man. So when Goalie was speaking, I was like, I was space, not someone in space. I was space. And as the seeing space, I could see the earth in my mind's eye. I could see hurricanes and, like the way you see it when NASA are filming the earth. I could see all the lightning strikes. I could see everything on earth. Like Goalie said, I could see everything. So there wasn't me, a body, and a tree, and a squirrel. There's there's everything. And it is about, and we know this, Sid, it is about that zooming out. That you often talk about. It's about zooming out from the memory in the mind. You zoom out from that, so you don't get constricted to a little local point of view. You
Yes.
come out and come back.
I want to say this just before we lose Goldie and Jenny. I just appreciate, and I want to say something about Raymond. Just appreciating the six of us here and the different expressions and flavors of. Oops, let me unlock this. Left. The different flavors in each of our expressions, where I could imagine us I can imagine us giving a workshop, the six of us, and like a couple hundred people here, and like each of us sharing the way that there's such an enjoyment and appreciation of how this is playing for each of us. I just wanted to thank you for that. And then also, as Raymond goes all the way the going out, the Google Earthing, and not being the thoughts and the memory. I'm also love going fully in, and even identifying as those as we play with going in and just the full out and in. All right. Thank you. Gosh. Goalie and Jenny, thank you. Hmm. Anything else bubbling before we go to Haneen and Jack? Anything bubbling from what we've been doing so far until we dive into your experiences?
I just missed something. I just missed Raymond was just saying that what is it that when we don't look at memory, what is it that's there? And then at a power cut. And that's it's connected to
Oh,
the
well,
Wi-Fi.
what is it, honey? Because Raymond, what is it when we don't look at memory? What is here?
Presence. How else could we be able to? I mean, there's no way we can describe it. It just sees through, it shines through, it's just presence. I was just so curious, like, no, it was gone. But yeah, presence.
Mhm.
Mhm. What what
And
what
what's
did you see? What was your response? What was your philosophical way of expressing it and bringing it together?
Were you asking who were you asking Raymond? Sorry.
Raymond, yeah. If you
Yeah.
don't mind, if you just repeat it or just to share
Yeah,
with me.
well, yeah, I was just saying that when we don't look at memory or any object, when we don't drop the little yellow guy into a location, what do we see when we're not looking at an object? And it's kind of like it just reverses you back the way. But I'm looking at your window just now, Haneen, right? And I'm like, even the darkness of your room and your window need light to be seen. So the only reason that I can see you in that dark room is because of light. And your light's there. I can see you lit up in the dark. And that's lovely. That's a very good what's the word? Manifestation or real pointer, like you're no accident, so it looks like you're living it right now. You are a light literally in the dark. That's what I see.
Anine, you
And
are
that's
the
all.
light. I'm sorry, you are the light in the dark. You are the light in the dark. You are the light.
Beautiful. Mhm. Thank you, Raymond.
And where are you going to take us? Anine, you want to rock and roll and tell us what this is like for you? Or should we go to Jack? Where do you want to, how we want to play?
I want to rock and roll. Okay. It brought me right into the body and I could pause. Usually I go when going into the body or like when discovering the body, it just goes right away into presence and it disappears. It's almost like it's going through. That holding of form is something I had a hard time with over the last just like in my experience, it would just always go through and then into waves, into something else. Just that holding of form appeared effortful. It had effort. It felt like work, like something I need to focus on. Just today is it, and that was so beautiful. And I feel like it opened so much for all of us. I could hold it, and not I could hold it, it was just here, and it was just paused in presence. It was just being here, just felt as such. And parts arised that showed me, oh, I could almost see it. On one level, it is going through because there is no form, and the form is an appearance. And at the same time, it goes through because there is an avoidance of some parts. And this part that was there, or is it that I can still feel is there's such intimacy with it. There's such intimacy with it. I could feel it. It wants to punch around. It wants to hit. It's angry. It just wants to do something. It just wants to go away from it and just pull its hair. It's like it's vile. It's strong. It just and to have that intimacy with that and that presence in everything and this naughty nose and connecting with it in the tension here everywhere could there's just access to just go into all of that, allowing the crying and the what it feels like everywhere, that sensitivity or like how that just behaves as form. That's just something so beautiful, so intimate. and not a problem at all. And it's really clear. And it's almost there's an understanding. It needs the waves for it to go to feel the waves, all the information that is attached to it, that shows up, and in how Raymond was describing it, and so much is open. It's like it's going everywhere. It's like it's so much info. But all of that is just it's just presence, and that presence is just light, even though it feels heavy. It's just that it has this contrast of everything naturally, and brings it to one. It doesn't even bring it to it. It is that. It's what I also really loved was the out ex experiencing, or like experiencing the outer version. I can't remember how you worded it. Said, I'm sorry, I'm just trying. But how someone else's perception, feeling, and how much can I tune into it, and observing that the room at the same time as well, where the attention is, and all of that just being in such it's in presence, like how Goli was describing it. It's like you can see that you are the eyes that are seeing it, you are the heart that is feeling it, you are all of it that's just here, that appears to be separated, but it isn't. That's all.
Mm.
Oh, and one thing that I loved a lot while exploring that as well, there is a perception where it feels like it's losing, it going out of the body, and then yet remaining, or seeing it's all from this here. And then the space in between that appears just to, I can't even describe it. It was just, it just feels it's going everywhere, and it's unlocalized and localized, and that localization is becoming, or feeling safer and safer, or just revealing its true face, Raymond. Its real face. That it has always been that, and it's just now more and more shining through and being felt and explored. A lift.
I love you're taking us to this part, this angry part. It just wants to move around. You even said strong and even vile, this part. And like Goli's arthritis, her pain, this part that's angry. It's not a problem. This is the lovely edge of it all, with the seeing the true face. And then there are the parts, the pain that this our systems carry from our pasts, the burdens, remnants of trauma. What's it like when our system, when it just organically, eventually something of the protectors are a little bit more trusting, and they're allowing us to start to taste this intimacy that Hanine's pointing us into, this intimacy with these aspects of us. What's it like for the angry parts, the sad parts, the parts that have shame. What's it like for them to be met as Hanine is meeting her angry part? And what Hanine was describing, does it require doing? Does it require work? Or is it just, this is just what happens when I rest here as this beingness, as this love? And it feels, Hanine describes it as feeling, it feels so heavy. At the same time, it's a lightness. To like to know the heaviness in us, and then to also know the lightness simultaneously. Anything, Hanine? Like what's I just loved the way you gently took us in to your experience of that part, an aspect of you.
Happy birthday. No. It, it mm, like it in the hands of safety, in the hands of presence. It almost feels beautiful to say, I'm scared. It's, and it can laugh right away. It doesn't latch and um, it doesn't attach itself onto anything. It doesn't stay long. It just keeps on passing. It's not that this is how I'm feeling now. It's almost like it's felt, and it's not that then it's gone, that's it. It just is it by itself because it's there. It's it's in presence. There's no one, nothing at the same time. It's yeah.
How about the depth, the subtlety of this happy birthday? For these aspects of us, these parts of us that have been pushed away, the anger, the sadness that Hanine speaks of, the sadness. What's it like for those aspects of us when they're included? They're included, they're welcomed. Happy birthday. Like those parts get to be here. Those aspects of you get to be here. Get to be. Raymond's going, woo, yay!
That's how I feel inside. I'm sitting quietly, but this is how I feel inside. And I need to go, but I want to say one thing. I'm so inspired by you, Hanine. And I just want to tell you, because that's what I want to hear sometimes, which is that was so authentic. It was absolutely beautiful, and you're real, Hanine. You're really all that that's real, and I could feel it, and it was just beautiful. And actually, when we're thinking about birthdays, right? What I thought there, that's why I got all excited. Was like, what I will say to you is that was the universe blowing the candle out on your birthday cake, and the wish, and my wish was fulfilled, and Jack's, which is that's all I want to see. Love in action. And that's what you just expressed to me, Hanine. So that was my birthday wish, as much as it was your candle that was blown out. At the same time, just beautiful. And you need to know that, Hanine. It was real and authentic. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I want to thank you for your courage and for sharing that with me and Sid and Jack. That was so, so beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So said I need to jump away, but I just couldn't hold that in. I was bursting with that.
Thank you so much,
Okay,
Raymond.
bless
Thank
you
you,
guys.
Raymond.
And yeah, and Jack's was the thing. I remember I wanted to stay for Jack there, but I need to go. But that about how I can help and love people more or better or differently. That I'm the same, Jack. That's a beauty that's been with me since I heard it at the beginning of this call. So very significant. Anyway, I need to jump, Sid. I'll see you soon, guys. Okay. Bless you. Bye bye.
Wow. Anything else in name before we go and celebrate Jack? Anything else there?
I'm curious what Jack has to share. I haven't heard Jack in a long, long time, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, well, I've become I've come to sort of it's becoming more and more obvious that to really be blissed, as you say, there's a lot of love that's got to happen to even get there, right? So I'll just let that be there, right? And when, for me, I was hoping it was helping people, but for me, um, the bliss is for me. I'm saying me, right? I guess the language is a little hard, but I may use I, me, and mine. But there's no real sense of I, me, and mine. It's way more. It's more transpersonal, in that that bliss is just the nature of mind, if you will. So there's no sense of so all the different places that I guess we went, right?
Mm.
They didn't feel different. So I was hoping that maybe people would recognize the bliss in the different perspectives that you were bringing up. So I was hoping that that was happening. For me, there was the bliss was just always there, whatever out, in, forward, backwards. It's all just this sort of, I'll use the word transfer. In other words, it doesn't belong to me. It's not me.
Mhm.
That bliss is not I, me, or mine, right? It's this sort of sacred energy that's the
Yes.
nature of our minds.
So what about this, Jack? And this might not translate into how it moves in you. You know, it's like as you because it's so extraordinary as your system has so realized this bliss
It's really
as the
not that
trans.
special. Anybody can do it. It's not that. Yeah.
I just love it. It's the bliss is the nature of, in Buddhist terms, the nature of mind, the nature of this. And then I wonder for fun, it's almost like Haneen goes given so deeply into her part and not and you can forget parts and stuff like that, but just into even the how do you say the I, me, and mine. If we were in play, it's like your grandson's there playing with Jack, and there's this sense of I, me, and mine. When you go into form in time and you identify, if the system can identify as kind of even a sense of a subject, and then the sense of finding that this I-ness, this in is bliss too, that Jack gets to experience it. Like you get to give it to Jack, like Haneen was giving her parts that birthday gift of
Yeah, sure.
including
I
them.
can go there.
It's like
I'll
to
go there.
include, okay, great. What's that
That's where I
like?
was going to go next, right? Well, first of all, I'm way more of an celebrating an unbirthday kind of guy. Have a very merry unbirthday, so it doesn't limit it just to your birthday. It's the unbirthday that I'm celebrating. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, yeah, what happens is it's going to sound intellectual, but that's not the way I experience it. What happens is any sort of part that, well, first of all, parts really don't need to arise because they know that they've been loved, right? So, but if a part does arise in a sense, it's sort of seen as another identity that could be taken on, right? But doesn't have to be taken on. So whatever, whatever's arising, it's not really seen as, oh, I am angry. It's more like, oh yeah, an angry part is arising. Can I celebrate it? I mean, it's
Okay.
more like
So
that.
let
Okay.
me ask you, let me ask you this way. What about Jack, your I know how much you enjoy your time
Okay.
with your
I'm going
grandson.
there next. I'm going there
Okay,
next.
got it.
So what happens is, we, Rim was talking about faces or masks, right? And what happens is people will apply masks to me from their side.
Hmm.
Oh, your grandpa. That's what Thea will say. Or, oh, you're my husband. Oh, I'm dancing with you right now. Or, oh, you're my father. Or you're my brother. So, or, oh, you're one of the Zoom boxes here. Or,
Yes.
or so I know that's going on. It's not that I don't know what's going on,
Okay.
right?
So
It is.
what about enjoying what
And
about stepping
and
into the
so
mask itself?
I'm there. Okay. So it's not that I'm putting on a mask. It's it's that I'm responding, hopefully in a helpful way, through the filter with which I think they're perceiving me.
Hmm.
And that sounds complicated and blah blah blah, but it's really just a matter of like being really really blissful when you're around them, right? Because that's what they'll respond to.
But
That
can
blissful.
you also go for the ride? It's like enjoy, oh, I'm grandpa now, or I'm
It's all
husband.
bliss, man. How
Can
can
it
you not enjoy a
can
blissful ride?
does it get to be embodied? Does it get to be, oh, I'm playing with my grandson here sitting on the floor, and it's like, wow,
Oh, and when
I'm
you were
touching his
going through the
hand.
embody, when you're going through the embody part, um, I'll give you an example. Like you said, your hand, and it still does right now. Just brushing my fingers over this piece of paper just feels so blissful.
That.
Some people say it's a tickling feeling, but I can't go there for other reasons. But just that blissful, or just like blissfully touching the screen here. Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
So
how
yeah,
about
that
that,
that
Jack?
that blissfulness comes up.
So how about that is because there's the transpersonal, and then we're going to go almost to the other extreme of the spectrum, the personal. Like I'm touching the paper, I'm touching the screen, and experiencing the bliss there as the personal. What about that?
Sure, sure. There's that's a valid perspective, of course. Yeah, yeah. There's nothing. Yeah,
Mhm.
that certainly arises. Yeah, in a blissful way. So the thing that's helped me um, understand that you're really letting things go to get to realize that blissfulness, right? So if you just think about a time when you're really, really happy or blissful,
Mhm.
right? And then realize that whatever the time that you use to invoke that or remember that, whatever you want to call it, just letting that go and realizing that, oh yeah, I don't really need that. That's sort of just the nature of the mind, right? So that realization is huge. It's
Good,
huge.
good, 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 right? Because those are all like little stepping stones to get to where it's landed in your system. But
It's a
now
pretty
that
big
it's
jump back. It's a falling down the waterfall more than a stepping stone. But yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so now you find that there's not even a need to push anything away, almost like Goli with the arthritis or Hanine with the anger, that it can become almost like a leaning in to the anger, leaning into the pain, and whatever's here, and discovering that that too is this that too is the bliss.
There's no difference, yeah. That sort of that blissful energy just sort of pervades everything all the time, yeah. Whether it's a whether you're zooming out or zooming in or looking outside. It's more of a it's more of a blissful no face to blissful no face.
So
So I
awesome, awesome.
so as
So how
opposed
about
to face, it feels more like open spaciousness to open spaciousness in a way.
Awesome. So at first, and because you've been doing this for a long time, at first there was needing to go to the headless way or stepping into the transcendence to find this bliss, this imperturbableness, this beingness. But now that's no longer necessary, that you can even be in the full density of form and even thought, even the density of thought and whatever cultural programming that's here. And see, notice that it can all be the play of this. They call it the dance of Leela, but even the bliss of being now for Jack, because you've been doing this for so long and you've gotten it.
On a good day. And certainly you invoke good days, these wonderful unbirthday days.
Yeah.
Then let's see. Yeah, and the thing that makes that really the thing that helps me sort of with that is just the the meditations I've done on the lack of inherent existence of really anything, a sense of I, me, and mine that are just any kind of model I'm making
Yes.
to sort of that lack is really helps.
But those have also been, I guess there's a little bit of agendas that has it. I still get a little, a charge comes up, which is the celebrating of the full humanity in this. It's almost like the boat that got us across the river is the emptiness, the nothingness, and touching that. But then once it's known, it's like we get to go back fully into this. And this is just my
Oh
perspective.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah, no,
saying it's
you're absolutely
right,
right. It's
you
not that
know.
I'm trying to escape from anything, hopefully. I'm not turning my back on anything. There's an I there, but there's no I to turn his back.
But then what about enjoying the eye? Because like the way your grandson loves you, it's like, wow, I get to be this grandpa. I get to be in time for the rest of this lifetime. How wonderful. What a gift.
Oh, preciousness of a human life. Oh yeah. That's huge.
How are we doing? I've said a lot. Is there anything else? I keep playing with this because it's so fun to you and I when I get to explore with you. But anything else there on your list from today?
Mm. The idea of um, boundaries either dissolving or sort of the realization that boundaries are where things touch. In other words, you can think of as a boundary as, oh, I'm stopped there, right? Or boundaries can be, oh, where things touch, which makes it feel much more boundless, if you will.
Yeah. So isn't it interesting you've been playing with that spectrum where everything becomes the ocean, the boundlessness, or it's that, or then it goes back into separation, but and it can be the same beingness in the yumminess of oneness or the yumminess in absolute separation, I, me, and mine.
Yeah, that just sort of the blissful energy that kind of dissolves away. And with the blissful energy, because it was preceded by love, the the parts I want to say dissolve away, and that's pretty close, but the tension of parts dissolves away, right? It's not that
Mhm.
I couldn't evoke a part to get something done or something like that. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
not, that's still there. So
Hmm.
it's not like I've dissolving away feels wrong. It's more like transcend and include, I guess would be a better way to think of it. Yeah.
Right. And at the same time, is there any problem with the anger that is here in Haneen and the anger that's here in Sid and the anger that's here in Jack? Is it like, oh, it'd be better if it just kind of dissolved, or can
Oh
it
no, how can I help you
fully?
guys? How can I help you guys? How can I help you? If you're feeling really strong anger, how can I help you?
Yeah, that's
What
lovely.
do you need? How can I help you? Really, that's it. That's what it's about, really.
Mm,
Can you see the
nice.
anger as opposed to I am angry? Can you see it as, oh, that was an angry thought, or oh, that
Yeah,
was an
and
angry part, or oh,
yes.
can I love that anger, or can I completely welcome it and love it? How,
Mhm.
how do you work through that? And it's not always easy.
I love that, Jack. I want to celebrate your how can I help? And just again, that's what, you know, Raymond was so moved by your sharing with that. And I also want to be in a place of, can we also touch the place where Haneen was saying, there's no problem here with the anger.
Yeah.
It's like it gets to be the most beautiful expression of life, of this beingness, of this bliss. Like, oh my God, what's more exquisite? What's more alive and fiery than anger? Oh my God, they used to, you know, the Hindus have these goddesses that are about this fire, this anger, this passion, fully including. We're out of time. Gosh, it's been an hour and a half. Any final words, Jack?
I'm good. There's no I here to be good. Yeah. No. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody.
This was such a treat. Thank you for co-creating. Thank you again, Haneen, for this, what Raymond, everything Raymond said about your sharing. God. All right. Hope to see you soon. Thanks so much for co-creating today. Bye.